Oh, no, I was there. I was in that studio session. You feel what I'm saying? It's a whole thing supposed to be here. It's the music mecca of the world. The world has eyes on Atlanta. You don't think I'm supposed to be here? You with me? You know? So, no, we ain't, listen, y'all, it ain't done. It ain't over. I keep trying to tell y'all it's war happening right now. There's a war taking place. And you got to remember who Michael is. You got to remember, what did Malachi say? When the sister asked, are you Michael? Are you the angel Michael? He said, yes. She said, well, I spoke to an angel. He said, well, all of you are angels. You may not remember, but all of y'all are, what? A part of that. So I just want to put that out there like, bro, I know they focus. One thing I was taught by the elders is what? You learn how to play dumb. And what are the laws of power teaches that you always say less than necessary. And if I can tell you that law will make you think I'm not abiding by it. You say, but you say a lot. Exactly. So if I'm saying a lot already, if I'm already saying tons of shit, but I'm saying less than necessary, what you think I really know? Or what you think I really am on? If I say they don't know the half, they don't really understand, they can't understand it. This is going to be what it's going to be until I pass away. However I pass away. That's what it's going to be. I'm ready to go to war. I don't want to be friends. I don't want nobody. I don't want friends with none of y'all niggas. Because I'm a man. Fuck, I need to be friend you for. I know every aspect of man. You understand? I know what we be on. I know all the shit we do. I know that. I don't want to be friend, man. No. You want to know who I made friends with? I made friends with death. That's my best friend. Because one day I get to meet him. One day I get to meet him and tell him about all this shit that we've been going through life. One day I get to meet this being called death and tell him I did everything I could. One day I get to meet this being called death and say, look, sometimes it was inflammatory what I did, but it was worth it. I get to meet this being called death and say I stuck to the code. I stuck to it and use that same code to be able to not have to stick to the code, if you get what I'm really saying. I get to meet death one day. That's my friend. I text him all the time, speak to him. He guides me and say, bro, look, check it out. Don't go over there. Unless you want to meet me right now. Let me tell you something. You don't go over there. You want to meet me now. You know, he tells me, look, if you want to prolong, the longer it is, the more exciting it get, the more mysterious it get. But he tell me what? He always remind me every day. He said, you know, you got to meet me one day, though. So if you want to go over there and handle that, go handle that now. If you want to go record that song, go record that song now. If you want to speak out against these devils by name, speak out against these devils by name now. You understand? If you want to set the record straight about something, go set that record straight now. You can't wait. You feel what I'm saying? Because one day you got to meet me, and after he told me after I meet him, that's over with. I can't do nothing else. I can't do anything else. And everything y'all thought about me, everything these people thought, whether it was good, bad, or you couldn't decide which one to choose, all of that won't matter to me. It'll only matter to who's here. You feel me? So, again, I shedded my illusion a long time ago. I have no illusion. You think you know a person by the name of Phase 1. You think you know Phase 1. You think you know somebody named Omari. You don't know me. You understand? All you know or believe is what you see. You see a reflection. You see that picture right there. You see, that's him. He's cut. You know what I mean? They got locks. He speaks. He might remind us of people every now and again. Nigga might remind us of DMX. Nigga might remind us of Pac. Nigga might remind us of Malachi. He reminds us of people. Who is the person? You don't know who that is. And it's better for you not to know. Because the moment you think you know, or the moment you get assimilated into the reality of knowing who this person is, then you start putting it off on him. Like he the only one who's supposed to do the work. Why you think I morph? I'm over here doing this. I'm over here doing that. I'm over here doing this. I'm over here doing that. I'm in here. I'm doing this. It's like, where can this be? This is deja vu, by the way. Where can he be captured? How can we box him in? You can't. Let me tell you something. Save yourself the stress or the time. Don't be concerned with that. This is a heavy-ass deja vu. You don't know him. All right? But let me tell you something. You look in the mirror, you know you to a certain degree. And I'm not talking about just in the mirror, as in that glass. I'm I'm talking about in the mirror, which is yourself when you close them eyes. And you have to go into that darkness, into that abyss. You know yourself. You know your thoughts. You know your wishes, your tendencies, your love, your hate. You know all of that. So when you open your eyes and you see me, okay, make sure you understand that if I was just standing there, what could I benefit you? If I was this picture, how could I help? What could I really do about the condition of this place? About the minds of the people, the mental health, the awareness thereof, all this, no matter what walk you see me on, what would I be able to do if I was just a picture? I'm able to do what I'm able to do because I'm alive. So again, who becomes my best friend at that point then? Who I don't want to piss off and make them come too early? You know what I mean? That's death. You know, that's my best friend. Now I'm in love with life. But I tell life all the time, you know, I can't stay here, right? I can't stay here. And she understands, she gets it. You know, I can't stay here. And we have a good time. You know what I mean? She's been there since I was little. And before then, she was there at my moment of conception. And before then, you know. And I tell her, look, you got other people that you can be with when I'm gone. Don't get too attached to me. I don't get too attached to you. She raised me up. She watched me. She go see me, everything I was going through. She saw we had hard times. Sometimes I wanted to break up with her. You know, and she loved me, so she wasn't going to stop me. I had to make the decision to stay. You know, but the truth is, this is an illusion. Everything is the relationship itself. All of that is an illusion. The truth is, one day we leave. So I'm on that tight timing. So if you can imagine, I don't even fear death. And it can be scary. It's a scary motherfucker because a lot of people don't even know what they look like, what death looks like. So that unknown puts you in a state of fear. I don't fear death. Fuck make you think I'm going to fear any one of these niggas. I'm going to say their name, yes. And I hope it reach their corner of the earth every time. I'm going to call them forth, yes. And I hope they feel, like I told you, I said, Pops ain't out. Every nigga going to feel like they in prison because I'm going to let my word build cages around you. You're going to feel like you can't even move around in the city of Atlanta. You're going to feel like you can't move around in New Jersey, in New York. You're going to feel like you encaged. You're going to feel like you're 300 feet beneath the earth. Huh? Because of how you did it. Because of how you did it. Why? Because Malachi is my brother. That's my family. And I took that very personal, very young. I took what happened to him very personal. Very personal. Do you get that? So as I grew up and I blew up, and we ain't done, I want you to know from the depths of my soul, I take every disrespect that you ever sent in his direction, whether directly or indirectly, I took it very personal. I took it so personal, I hope I do run into y'all so you can look in my eyes and receive what's in there for you. I took it very personal. You know what I'm saying? I trained for y'all don't get it. You remember the movie minus the end scene? Remember Black Panther, the Killmonger nigga? I'm Killmonger without the death in the end of losing against whoever the person is. That's why I tell you, I'm Samson without dying with the Philistines. You feel me? That's who I am. So I'm the nigga who been training his whole life, ready for y'all. Oh, I heard you. I was listening to Blog Talk Radio doing push-ups. You know what I mean? Barking to myself. You know what I mean? You didn't know because you didn't know. Where would you even expect me to come from? Nobody. Listen, the nigga who got on here was supposed to be a Sabian. He don't even know how to categorize me. He thought I was with Life Waving them. I turned my mic on. I said, I don't fuck with them niggas. They're devils. I don't fuck with them. And I'm learning not to fuck with nobody who fuck with them because it seems like everybody who fuck with them, they wind up getting me fucked up. Because y'all got me fucked up. Nigga playing around. The fuck? When I ever spared? When? When I ever held my tongue? When? Tell me. Let me know so I can go research it and document it. I don't fuck with them niggas, them devils. We don't even know where the fuck Lightweight came from. And I don't just talk from my own perspective. I talk to the children, to the sons and daughters. Say, yo, you know about this? What's that? Damn, you don't even fuck with none of the family. That explains it. And don't none of the main ones know who you are. All that slick shit them niggas be doing. Niggas be trying to do their own thing. Yes, Lightweight is a devil. Tell him I said it. I told him to his face he a devil. Nigga came back apologizing. You know, Faise, I respect you, bro. I respect you. How many followers you got now? Unblock me, Faise, man. Bro, I don't got nothing to say to you. Nothing to say to you. Because when all that shit was going down, you ain't clear it up. You ain't stand on truth. You ain't stand on truth. He wouldn't even tell people. This is very important. He would not tell people on the live, when he got on the live, if y'all remember, those of you been around, if not, it's a whole different story. That's long. Well, when he got on the live with the situation, right? I'm thinking, okay, because the first thing I see when he get on my live is Malachi York book. I'm thinking he doing how we were taught to do, where when arguments start happening or chaos erupt, bring out the scrolls or turn on the tones. All right? Anybody who still want to argue and fight at that point, you know what I mean? Get away from him, because that was just like, I don't know, it's like the Continental Hotel that they put in the movie John Wick. As soon as you get on there, ain't supposed to be no fighting. So I'm thinking he came on to the live with that principle. And he started reading from the book. I'm like, okay, cool. Notice, if you remember, when he came on and did that, I ain't cut him off, say, hell no, ain't none of that. I stopped, because that's what I came up with. I came up on that principle, is if there's any arguments, disagreements, fights, or whatever, soon as you put on Malachi, it could be a teaching, it could be the tones, or somebody open the book, or one of the elders come through and say, Pa in the Bab, yeah, noon, or whatever. Whatever we said, to stop that, you stopped it. That's what happened when we was on the land in Snellville, when them niggas was looking for the issue. And the elder stepped in and said, what? Pa in the Bab, yeah, noon. Pa in the Bab. I started walking away. I was even telling my family, come on, y'all know what that mean. Because as soon as them tones get the other, stop that. Stop that chaos. That's Pops right there. Stop it. So when he came on and started reading, I'm thinking, okay, he doing that. This nigga reading some shit, trying to say I'm not a real Nubian. Or whatever the fuck they want to call it now, because I really don't give a fuck. I keep trying to tell y'all that. I don't care what you calling it no more. You can call it a million things. I'm with Pops. Do something about it. So after I realized that that's what he was doing, I said, hold on. All right, now I thought you was, now we're going to stop this. Let's deal with the truth. I asked him a question, which was very important for all the people who were watching. Why was it important? Because he was there to witness it. I asked him a question. I said, did I show you the crafts? Did I show you Beyond 5D and the rest of the people who were out there, SG Hazel, who was one of the 21 Savage people, Slaughter Gang Hazel? Did I show y'all the crafts? Meaning, when y'all said y'all wanted to go outside and see the UFOs and look and see if you could see the ancestors or whatever you wanted to refer to them as, the extraterrestrials, and SG Hazel took out that walkie-talkie and said he was going to stream it to a certain, whatever, channel to get them to come through and all that extra shit. Y'all went out there, y'all was sitting there at that table on that patio talking. I stepped away from y'all. I looked up, closed my eyes, and I said, they want to see y'all. Obviously, y'all know I'm not out here by myself. I said, just show me, and I'll show them. They want to listen. They want to see. Let this be a moment. I said, show me, and I'll show them. A few seconds after I said that, the first one came down, popped into view, and started traveling across the sky. I pointed up to all of them. I said, look, up top, up top, up top. And all of them looked up. But this nigga LifeWave started pointing at an actual star. He said, that one right there? He said, yeah, that's one of the spaceships. That's one of the crafts. Because you overstand. I said, no, nigga, that's not what I'm talking about. This one. And it faded away before I could show him. I said, damn. I said, no, I wasn't talking about that star. I was talking about the craft that was just flying over that they couldn't even pay attention to because you put their attention on a fucking star. But I wasn't disappointed for long, because after that, about 8 more crafts flew over at different times. At one point, it was 2 of them together. One of them flew close enough that I said, look, I said, see that one over there? They said, wow, wow. I said, exactly. I said, normally they don't fly that close, though. I said, if they're flying that close, they got somebody with them. Out of nowhere, pops another one, and they both flew. I said, see, exactly, that's his backup. They said, what would he need that for? I said, because the closer you fly, the more prone you are to attack. Your government will shoot at them. They will do that fast. So they don't normally fly close. You feel what I'm saying? It'll happen on occasion, but from what I've observed since I was younger, they don't. You with me? I showed them all of that. They would talk about some, we love you. They were talking out to the sky shit. Ashe. I said, shh, be quiet. Listen, silent. Be silent. I said, they already know you out here. I said, look who you standing with. None of them understood that. I said, but they already know you out here. Now, I asked Lifeway on the live, I said, who showed y'all the crafts? Because he was trying to say, by they, I'm talking about the ones who were flying those crafts. I don't know who was particularly flying it at that point in time. All I know is the ones who came to me were melanin dominant people. They were black people. They wore black uniform. They had afros. I've spoken on this before. Right? He was explaining, Lifeway was talking about the reason why he didn't, because he was telling me, he said, I got to get you to meet Dwight Howard. I got to get you to meet Summer Walker. These are all the people that he knew, or some celebrities that he knew. Mind you, keep in mind, I only had like 21,000 followers, somewhere around there, 20,000 followers at the time. So it wasn't like major how it is now. To people's eyes, it wasn't major. Because some people may have been just looking over me because of that, not knowing that it was bound to go larger than that. And it's bound to go larger now. And people think that the 200 is something. We beyond where people are standing right now. So I'm, dealing with people, watching people, I'm paying attention to everything. You feel what I'm saying? So he said, yo, you were moving too slow. You vibrated too slow because you still eat meat. I'm like, you ain't never say none of that. You see how they try to do it, because in the people mind, especially if you got a vegan crowd, people think if you vegan, that means that you're like Christian or something. It's like a new religion. So a lot of people think that if you eat like the vegan food, that must mean you're the good people, and then everybody else is like evil people or something, right? Which is another reason why I don't like how they promoted that shit and made it into another business or religion. It's some bullshit now. We got to get that corrected too one day, right? So he's like, you eat meat. I said, what does that have to do with it? Before that, I said, didn't I show y'all the crafts? If I'm too slow, if I'm vibrating too slow, how I communicate with them and tell them to come down and show you? And on that live, he would not tell people that his response was, not you. I said, who showed y'all the crafts? He said, not you. I said, okay, not me. Who showed us then? He said, not you. I said, y'all, this is why I don't fuck with these devils. Because that was a moment where you could just stand on truth. It ain't got nothing to do with what the disagreement and none of that is. Let the people know that when it comes down to the conversation of showing people crafts, you bore witness to the fact that I do that. I still do it to this day. I still show people crafts. To this day, if I walk outside, matter of fact, if I walk into that living room and I ask my brothers and sisters, what have I shown you in the sky? Each and every one of them have a personal story where they were standing with me, where I showed them. I said, look, those are the crafts. Right over here, you see that? Wow, how'd it do that? I said, that's one of their maneuvers. They letting you know that they see you seeing them. I don't tell nobody to believe me. I took niggas outside. So that was a major moment, because he could have showed people in on something that they don't know nothing about. The crafts look like stars. Like if you would imagine cars far away, all you see is light. The vehicles are far away. You don't see them up close. They look like stars. Sometimes they're orange, sometimes they're green, or sometimes they're just bright white, apparently. Beyond 5 yeah, he was a witness. He was sitting out there. He had the same girl who he made the situation all about, the one who he was uptight about. He had her sitting on his lap. She was out there. All of them were out there talking amongst each other, talking about they want to see some crafts. Loud, not even paying no attention to the skies. I stepped away from them and went out to the side and then showed them the crafts. And I told them, I said, you don't got to make noise. Listen, they see you. Listen. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to, it's like he didn't even want to let that be clear. So no, I see all these people. I see them. I see them. And I'm glad that situation happened, because that was Pops. That was that elder energy saying, don't forget, right? You're by yourself. Don't forget. You think you want to be, even my auntie had hit my mama up. My auntie, my father, Bodie's sister, hit my mama up and was like, she had a vision in a dream and was saying, please don't Tell him, please don't think that the Nuwabians or Sabians is his family. She said, ooh, just tell him, never forget that. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm grateful for that one key thing to say, I don't want to be clicked up no damn way. I stand alone by myself strong enough. I don't want to be clicked up. Never wanted to be clicked up. So what the fuck made people think it's going to change now? Where I done tried. I went around and tried. Went around, had the garb on, all of that. And tried to see what's going on. And it was all the same shit. Confusion still. I'm like, yeah, this ain't home. If it were home, I would have came and told y'all something totally different. I would have came and told y'all, look, y'all, here go the move. All right? We all need to go into Wusabat. All right? Regardless of who like it, who don't like it, all of y'all who walk with me, come, let's go into Wusabat. All right? Let's learn the chants. Let's get up on the language. Let's do all of that. Please. It's not clean. I'd be lying. Right now, Wusabat is another religion filled with people who, half of them I don't even know. Right? Part of that is because the Nuwabians wasn't with that shit. A lot of Nuwabians was like, we don't know what y'all got going on. They were saying the same thing. And look what they try to do. They try to say, if you didn't become a Sabian, that you didn't continue walking with Pops. But then you go and look around what's going on with the Sabians, the shit is in shambles. That ain't him. He don't move like that. So you're right. Because if that's who you say that is, that's the Antichrist. Or that's a false Baba. That's not Baba Yanu. You're lying. That ain't the green light Baba. Because he don't operate off confusion. You know what I mean? And I'm a type of person who would tell you, hey, look, don't think your government ain't smart enough. Listen, don't think these beings are not smart enough with all the AI tech and everything they got. So right now, have Baba come on the phone and tell y'all, all right, everybody go take the such and such. Go take it. Listen, you got to make sure you protect yourself. Then all y'all go and take it and you be a part of the sheep. He said, but Baba said, was that him? Was it really him? Don't think these motherfuckers ain't smart enough. That's why he said only the real psychics gonna know. Only the ones who really in tune with him is gonna know. He said, I'll come to you in dreams. I'll come and speak to you in a dream. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna say this. Some of y'all done had dreams where I'm talking to you. I come and show you something, explain something to you. How I know? Because you came to me and told me. Now, don't think I'm trying to mystify that, because it could very well be because you may be on my lives often and you hear my voice and all this stuff. So don't think I'm trying to mystify that. I'm just saying to you that in that occurrence, I showed you something or taught you something or gave you something. And it didn't happen from this realm or this reality. So you knew to pay attention to it. You feel what I'm saying? No, as far as I'm concerned, you cannot write to him. Meaning all the letters, I wrote to him when I was younger. All them letters and all the other stuff, ain't no telling where the fuck they sending that. Ain't no telling. All I know is there are a few people who actually get letters from him. A few people who actually can write to Pops and get correspondence. So even if people were writing him, he ain't even accessing half of that shit. That's what I was told early on. I was 14 years old, wanted to write. And they were like, basically, he ain't even probably going to read that shit. Because he only dealing with who we dealing with, because there's too many fans and too many this, that, and it's too much. You can't even read all that. If it were going to him. But as far as I'm concerned, no, that don't mean stop at my answer. You understand? You can continue to search and find out. And maybe you'll find something different. As far as I'm concerned, absolutely not. Yeah, I wrote when I was like 9 years old. I wrote to Pops. But around that time, they had a lot of shaky shit going on. They had a lot of agents operating, literal federal agents operating at that time, because we was in Athens. Everybody was in Athens, right? So it was a lot of shit. They had people signing papers they weren't supposed to be signing, and watch lists was being formed, and all kind of shit was going on. This around the same time, because you remember Blog Talk Radio was popping off from like, what was that, 2004? You know what I mean? All the way to like 2011 or 12. Blog Talk Radio was real big. You know what I mean? Everybody had their MySpace accounts at one point. They were talking about this, talking about that, and the third. But everybody was putting out certain pieces of information to remind people, hey, look, don't forget. Don't forget. This still COINTEL you dealing with. A lot of people didn't want to listen because he just wants something to follow. But he didn't raise followers. He didn't. Yeah, sometimes it is Pops. I mean, you can listen, and tell. You can listen and tell. And say that it is Pops speaking. You know what I'm saying? But hey, don't be fooled is all I can say to you. Magicians can make anything look like anything. All right? Magicians can make anything look like anything, especially to a motherfucker who want to already see it. You know what I mean? You said that man was making it like he went on the phone with Pops. Sometimes the sisters will be there. Like, sister will go in and they'll press record and he can talk and stuff like that. Or they'll get a phone call. Somebody else from the tribe will get a phone call, something like that. And they'll record it. But other than that, nah. Ain't nobody on the phone with Pops. Yeah, you can read the actual facts books. You can read them. You can read them. I'm telling you, Pop's way beyond just some religion shit. He way beyond just some old shit. Like, all that shit be old. I'm like, bro, what's happening? Listen, but you can read what you want to read. I would tell you the books that I would recommend, because I have the right to. The books that I would recommend for you to touch and pick up and look into was the books that he wrote while he was out. That's what I would recommend. Because that's when he was breaking down religion and explaining religion, not teaching as if this is a religion. If you heard me. You got to know how this goes. Pt.3. I feel song he didn't write it. My Umi asked, I feel song he didn't write it. My Umi asked, if they just waiting for the next book, they not walking with Pops. If they just walking around with some information, they not walking with Pops. Because what he said out of his mouth is contrary to what they're doing. Out of his mouth, he said, they're being taught to be just like him. Go out and teach. If they ain't going to teach it, we're wasting our time. You with me? So nah, y'all don't fall for the games, man. Listen, I'm telling you they devils. I'm telling you they devils. Some of y'all might get along with devils. I don't have no problem with that. Do what you do. Don't look at me sideways when I say all y'all devils. It's always us, right? It's always a motherfucker who just said everybody's a devil. We the crazy one until you see everybody we named show themselves.